Welcome back. On today's video is just going to be more of a concept and actually be showing you a technique, and to be more specific to guard passing. Right? So I know for beginners, when you first start off, guard passing is really confusing and it doesn't really make sense. It can be very daunting. So I have a few ideas that I want to just share with you guys, and hopefully it'll make things a little more clear. And then again, it's just concept, and then you can fill with whatever technique you want. Any guard pass you guys have, it doesn't really matter as long as you sort of take into account these principles. It'll help you out. So let's actually get things going. So I have a little stick here just to kind of make it a little more simple to see. So obviously me guard passing from here, my objective is to get to the hip line, right over here. So I do something, I do a technique, I get all the way around, and I get to this position. Right, so once I get to the hip line position, now I'm good to go, and I can start attacking, do my things, or I can even move further, get to mount over the back. Now along that way, she's going to put up a bit of a hassle. Now if she lifts her legs up, so if you notice, she has a foot line. So if that's why I have a stick, so you can draw a line across her feet. So you have her foot line, then her knee line, and then following to the hip line. My goal is to get from the foot to the knee to the hip. That's one order. Or I can go straight from foot all the way around to hip. Or maybe I say screw it, I'd rather just enter in right at the knee line, start from here, then work my way to the hip line. Now I'll show you guys a few things just to make it a little more simple, because I know it might sound confusing. But again, yeah, so we have the foot line, knee line, hip line. My goal is to get from here all the way around into...
Okay, so now I want to give you guys a better idea of what I was talking about. So if you notice, right now she's at my foot line. So she raised her arm, she's on my foot line right now, meaning that if I were to reach up and make all sorts of grips, now for her to actually pass, it would be so much harder. Right, so much harder. She's at my farthest range, meaning now I can sort of push, I can pull, I can dictate where she wants to go. I can throw attacks with triangles, I can go for sweeps, I can do all sorts of things. So the longer she sits there, the worse it's going to get. And that applies the same thing to the knee line, because the knee line is pretty much half guard. I can play half guard, butterfly guard. The longer she stays there, the worse it is. So in her best interest, it's going to be to grip and start moving. And again, moving down that order. So let's start off. She's on my foot line. Before anything gets too rough, she's going to grab onto my cuffs. She's going to push my pants into my butt. Look at that now. We have a detachment, meaning that if she starts moving, keeping the arm stiff, she starts moving, she's going to go. She's going to drop right into side control. So again, going from this one, she skipped the knee line. She went from the foot line all the way over into the hip line. But the better the guy gets, he'll start to use his knees. So as she starts to move, my partner's going to really jam up their knees. They're going to bring their knees to their chest. Now she has a problem. So if you notice, she's going to keep one, let go of the other, and she's just going to push. She's going to push, clearing that knee line, and then finish. And by the way, you can clear that knee line not only with your hand, but with your hip. But either way, so she's going to push. Again, she's going to start moving. I start congesting her, but she just pushes that out of the way and gets right to side control. Again, the hip line. So, from foot to hip, from foot to knee to hip, and then the last one was starting at that knee line. Now, I'm going to give one example today, just going to be the double scoop pass. So she's just going to start from here. She's going to enter in, drop to her knees, hug around my hips, connect her hands together. Connect your hands together. There you go. So now, if you notice that my foot line is irrelevant, it doesn't matter anymore, right? I can't do anything with it. So now she's attacking straight from the knee line. She said, screw it, I don't want to bother with this. She's going right to the knees. Now all she's going to do is just go on her tippy toes. You want any tippy toes?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to go across my neck and start moving. She's going to go move, and slam right into side control. Look at that. Now again, there's all sorts of techniques you can fill that up with. Any pass you want, you can ask your coach, your professor, doesn't really matter, as long as you understand that concept, right? Again, we're moving down a ladder of sequence into side control. And there you have it, right? So if you guys like these concept videos, let me know, because I love to upload more and I love to do more, because there's concepts all over this sport. I mean, there's no end, right? So if you guys enjoy them, let me know. I'll keep going with it. Otherwise, if you guys, just the usual, subscribe over here, keep watching more videos over here, and then follow us on Instagram. I'll put the handle